If your brain helped you to think like a designer, this week exactly is going to help like you feel it. We are entering into the emotional side of the design, which is empowering your operational system of your UI, UX, and product design. This is exactly called the emotions of hormones of engagement. Okay. In this week, we are going to see about the dopamine design, cortisol control, and more importantly, building trust and connection, which is called the oxytocin design, and also how you can delight your user experience by creating micro interactions called endorphin moments, how you can create serotonin systems, how you can create motivation using user goals and product value and ethical boundaries, and keep influencing human-centric design. This is the exact week what we are going to be covering. More importantly, in this week, if you are able to understand this endocrine of the design, you will be able to understand in a far more different way what is mean by UX design. Okay, so this is very important. So with this context, we will go directly into this topic, which is day 22, which is triggers of UX. Okay, so let me fold the other one. Just like day 23, we will have an interesting topic to see. Day 24, we will have another interesting topic. Day 25 and 26 and 27. So each and every week is a correlation of what we are seeing this. It's the entire human body I have taken as a connection. It's the entire human body I have taken as a one design elements, and I'm going deep into each of the things. So today we're going to see about triggers of emotion. What is this, Jagadish? Trigger in design is equal to creating an attention for your user. For the action, whatever he's creating, you are literally creating an attention for him. This initiates the user engagement and keeps them in motivation, or else they will not come back again. And it starts with the behavioral feedback loop. Like let's say any product, if we go and interact, there is a behavior level of habit which a feedback is being formed inside the brain. This bridges the cognition and emotion and makes the user connected to a product. This is very important part of the design. Actually, in a sensorial level design, many people don't. In a UX design, many people go in a sensorial level. Why? Because just by creating some kind of a basic buttons and visuals and interaction, people think the job is done. But Don Norman, when he's written this book called Design of Everyday Things and then Emotional Design, he went in each and every micro element of interaction what a human is interfacing with the product, even though it's a button, even though it's a physical button, digital button, anything. So this particular cognition and emotion can be only bridged when you trigger a proper UX for your system. So UX hormones are equal to dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Let me tell you, the fog behavior model is based on how the marketing concept works. Like let's say you trigger something, you motivate it, and then you create it ability. Like in the sense, in marketing, people used to create marketing campaigns. Like let's say you run an advertisement, a campaign or offer or festive offer, anything. You trigger the need for the people to buy the product. You motivate them by giving more offers and able to provide some kind of a EMI payment plan and everything. And you also know whether they're able to pay it or not for their financial capability, right? This is exactly the behavioral model, and it's rooted in behavioral psychology and it's applied in marketing and product design. So it was used by Netflix, YouTube, Duolingo, Instagram, and all these things. This is key in habit forming UX framework. I hope you are understanding this, the importance of this, because this is going to be converting as an action. This keeps the user emotionally connected to a product. And can I tell you something? The engagement of the user insanely increases to the next level. This will help them to timely make a signal for retaining the attention of the product, attention of the user to the product. This converts even a passive scrolling into participation. This is one of the activation strategy as a UX designer you can do. So triggers of UX emotion is very important. Same like how the endocrine is performing in the body, you will have to understand this. Okay, Jagdish, what are the type of triggers a UX designer can do? First is an external control. Like let's say you can give push notification, you can make sound, you can make alert, you can give vibration, you can play with the sensors, like let's say vibrations, like let's say sounds, everything can be done. Internal can be something like emotion, boredom, goals. Third can be contextual, based on the time, based on the location, based on the festive, based on the geography. So all these things are different trigger what a designer is capable of doing. Fourth, social peer groups. Like let's say when you're interacting in social media platforms, when you're creating a mass campaign, when you're creating a social awareness platform, you tend to trigger the user based on that. Fifth is progressive. You create a gamification, you create a learning module, you unlock each and every level once the level or a particular points or a games is reached. So there are five different levels of triggers you can make the user to reach. One is external, internal, it's based on the contextual, how you wanted to go based on the product of the UX what you have, and then the social groups and the progressive. But you know what, the common mistakes all designers do is they don't understand the real need for the trigger, and they either they create too much or they don't do anything at all, or they create something in a wrong time, and generic copy lowers the emotional pull. This ignores the user, and again it goes into disengagement. Manipulative trigger can also get into bad UX. This is very deteriorating, habit deteriorating products and habit deteriorating services, which many products and companies are also taking care. So being a designer in an ethical and honest way, you should not be able to do this. So you need to understand the common mistakes towards what we are discussing about. Okay, so what are the backing towards it? Ultimately, your brain fires dopamine. The point is, dopamine fires anticipation, not the final reward. This makes the user come into your product. It creates a predictable trigger which reduces the surface, what do you call, surprise impact. Novelty is equal to hormonal stimulation for creativity. Because when you're creating an application like a game or maybe a learning module or something which is like maybe a transacting or maybe e-commerce, you have to create that novelty and uniqueness so that the people are staying in that curious zone. If they get too much reward, they will leave in the first itself. If they get too much trigger, they will also leave. Low trigger will also make them disengage. So you need to have that equality based on the people and the psychology and the curiosity what they have in front of them. I will tell you one simple example. You can take this what do you call meditation application like Calm. Can you see that? You go and check that. It will come with the personalized time triggers, what exactly you're doing at what amount of time. Can I tell you, it's one of the highly user retention application ever. You can go and check it out. And more importantly, your emotional tone will also start increasing when you start using a product like this. It triggers a sequence which will improve the brand value for your product. You can try that. These are all the things which you can able to go and try to see. Okay, this kind of a products do exist, but why certain people are using it a lot, why certain people are engaging there a lot, you will come to know. AI tools which you can able to use is ChatGPT, of course. You can use this tool called Brace. I've not used this tool, but you can able to find out this is really a good information I got. It's good for creating contextual notification. You can also use this tool called One Signal, which will create intelligent triggering schedule. You can also use Notion AI. You can see Notion AI will have a goal-based triggering ideas based on the goal and the task what you said. Even ChatGPT also sometimes sends you tasks, sometimes sends you reminders, right? So you need to create your user experience for the user in order to remind him for a particular habit, for a particular activity, for a particular meeting, for a particular task. Let's say if you're working in productivity tools, let's say if you're working in educational tools, you need notifications and reward system to be given in a proper way, or else the user feel bored. So Figma prototyping, you can also trigger many testing workflows and see how the trigger is going to happen if a user is interfacing. You can also read this book called Hooked, amazing book. I would say it's one of the amazing book. You can read this thing called BJ Fox Behavioral Design. You can just put it into ChatGPT. You will get the content for it. You can also use this thing called Nielsen Norman Group Emotional UX Case Studies. And also, you can very well buy this book called Emotional Design. I would highly recommend you to do it. Right? Don Norman. It's one of the amazing book. You can able to read that. He has literally spoken every point of thing whatever we are facing as a human while we are interacting with the product. This is like a very legendary book. And also you can read some behavioral case studies by IDEO Design so that you can see their projects, how they've created. In fact, if you go to IDEO websites, you will come to know that there are a lot of projects which this IDEO people have created, which will help you to also build a lot of momentum over there. Can all of you see here? You can put IDEO case studies, you can see their work, and you can see how well they have also created their products and services and what kind of a intervention they've created. Thinking, you can go into this thinking and you can see the process. You can see what are the latest articles they've written, many case studies, and everything is available in front of you. Because behavioral change is very important. Because these are all the core product design studios which does this kind of an activity, and you can see here. Can all of you see here? You can see this case study, Clean Team. Okay, so they have created some kind of a cleanliness drive in Ghana, Kumashi and Accra. You can see the behavioral change out of it. If you're having no time to read it, you can just go to ChatGPT and you can copy paste this entire link, and also you can able to put here and see. You can use this dictate. Hey ChatGPT, could you please analyze this statement and provide the behavioral insight what IDEO is trying to say through this case study? Press enter. You will get the answer. In fact, it is good to read it step by step what are the kind of work they've created, but you can also go through this kind of a thing. So can all of you see here? Core behavioral insight. IDEO's central behavioral discovery is that people's real behavior and preferences often differ from what they say. That means people tell something, people do different things. And that the direct experience through prototyping can shift deeply into the perceptions. When asked hypothetically, residents say that they prefer to handle their own waste removal to save money. But once they're experiencing the inconvenience and discomfort and health implications of emptying a toilet themselves, their behavior and preferences changed. They wanted a service person to handle waste professionally. See, this is a major insight. You read this, you will come to know there are interesting patterns emerging out of this. And the point is, I want to give you a call to action saying, DM me trigger. I will also give you a trigger blueprint worksheet, how you can start creating a one sheet for auditing your application. Have you created the correct triggers or not for your UI UX design? And more importantly, tomorrow we are going to see about nudges and persuasion. This is going to be a next level, very important topic for you. Please attend that. The design actions that release attention very, very safely for the user. You're going to see that. And please do find the link for the workshop as well. In fact, every Sunday and Wednesday, we're having a live workshop. Come and attend that and you will see how to put this learning into next level to get a 3x strategy. If you're someone who wanted to get our personalized mentorship, you can also find the mentorship link available. You can able to fill that form. Once you're eligible for that, the eligibility form is clear, then our team will reach out to you for further thing. Take care, all the best. Tomorrow we'll see you with a different topic.